Yo, what is up guys? It's me exactly back bringing some more daily NBA news. As always, you guys are the real MVPs for coming back each and every single day. Seriously, can't thank you enough. And warning, I made a couple of changes to the way that the videos are going to look. Now they are going to be subtle changes and I think they're gonna make it even better for you guys. So definitely be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, if you're new here, if this is your first time joining us, then thank you. You guys are also greatly appreciated, but make sure that you smack that sub button and hit the bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But now, let's take a look at everything that is going on in the NBA. But first, a quick word about this video sponsor, athleticcases.com. Basketball, baseball, football, or soccer, no matter what the sport, you guys can now rock your favorite player on the back of your phone. Use the promo code ZachLee for 10% off your orders. The links are in the description box below. For our first story of the day, we have just received very sensitive, top secret reports that Carmelo Anthony does not like being compared to Kyle Korver, as after a picture saying, who would have thought during the 2003 NBA draft that 15 years down the line, Kyle Korver would be a better NBA player than Carmelo Anthony, was posted on Instagram with a caption reading, saw this on Twitter today. Obviously Melo's career has been better, but has Korver had a better season? Crazy to think about, but it's slightly accurate. Agree or disagree? So that was posted, and guess who comments on it? None other than Carmelo Anthony himself, as he responded by saying, had to comment on this one, get out of here. And after Melo commented that, it went crazy. The internet erupted into a ball of flames. He received all kinds of backlash from the NBA community. People were just going in on Carmelo Anthony. Now there were a few people that were trying to stick up for Melo by basically saying what happened to him this year wasn't his fault, but even those people were getting absolutely destroyed. It just was not a good day to be Carmelo Anthony on the internet or Carmelo Anthony supporter on the internet. Granted, it hasn't been a good season to be Carmelo Anthony on the internet or a Carmelo Anthony supporter on the internet. So let's see if Carmelo Anthony can use all of this as some kind of motivation to bounce back next season, because right now you're being compared to Kyle Korver, and most people would probably take Kyle Korver over Carmelo Anthony if they had to pick one for their team. Next up in the news, Hassan Whiteside is out here low-key taking shots at the Miami Heat. So we all know his situation with the Heat right now. He was pretty much benched for their entire first round series against the Philadelphia 76ers. Didn't get much playing time at all, and people were like, where is Hassan Whiteside? What's he doing? He's been playing like straight up trash out there on the court. And since the Heat season ended, both sides have pretty much come on and said that they are going to work together to find a solution, aka trade, for Hassan Whiteside. So he and the Heat are pretty much done at this point. And as it turns out, one of the reasons that Hassan Whiteside might not be getting along too well with the Miami Heat is because they were letting him do what he wanted to do, and that is shoot threes. Do you guys remember last summer when we were getting reports that Hassan Whiteside was going to be shooting threes this year? He even came out himself and said that he would be shooting threes this year. I don't want to really be like a big time perimeter guy. I just want to be able to shoot enough where you actually have to guard it. Even threes, I can shoot threes, but I don't want to be one of those centers that shoots 5 or 6 threes and then you're not even dominating in the paint anymore. Yeah, that's what Hassan Whiteside said last offseason. And during the regular season, actually I believe it was the first game of the regular season, Hassan Whiteside backed it up by taking and making his first ever three-point attempt. But for the rest of the year, he never shot another one. That's right, he shot 100% from 3 on the season, but only took 1 attempt. Now fast forward to yesterday when Hassan Whiteside posted this video to his Instagram story of him taking and making a 3, and afterwards saying that's the difference between not being able to shoot and not being allowed to shoot.
You know me? Which 95% of y'all don't. You don't know I got that jumper. There's a difference between you can shoot and not allowed.
So he was implying that he really can shoot, but the Miami Heat weren't allowing him to shoot the basketball. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a big reason why their relationship is where it's at right now. Next up in the news, we keep getting more and more reports in about league executives believing this is about to be a big summer of change for the Toronto Raptors. So we already know all the rumors surrounding DeMar DeRozan and the possibility of him getting traded this summer. However, now the same thing is happening to Kyle Lowry, as one league executive went as far as to say this yesterday: if anything does happen with that roster, Lowry is probably the guy who makes the most sense. He can be hard-headed. That was always his reputation, but he seems to have mellowed that out now that he's older. He's tough and has 2 years left on the contract, which makes it very easy to take, especially if you can get rid of a bad deal on your books. I think that's the way Toronto is going to be looking at him, and with all the possibilities, that's the most likely. I don't know what's going on with the Raptors. I really have no clue. They're a team that could come back next year either looking completely different, unrecognizable from the way they look this year, or they could look exactly the same, but just now with a new head coach. I will say though that it's not Kyle Lowry's fault that the Toronto Raptors lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers once again. He was actually out there played with some heart. So I don't know if trading him is the answer they're looking for, unless they're just completely looking to rebuild. For our next story, it seems like the former head coach of the Toronto Raptors could be landing on his feet very soon, but obviously just in a different location, as Adrian Wojnarowski just reported that the Detroit Pistons have made hiring Dwane Casey as their head coach their new top priority. Former Toronto Raptors coach Dwane Casey will be a primary target of the Pistons coaching search, league sources tell ESPN. Now, as a Pistons fan, I will say that I would not mind having Dwane Casey as our head coach whatsoever. I'd actually be pretty stoked about that. But at the same time, it's not just about we want Dwane Casey, so we're going to go out there and get Dwane Casey. I wish it worked like that, but it doesn't. He would actually have to want to come here as well. And me being realistic, I understand that Detroit is not a premier destination for coaches or really anyone in the NBA. So he's gonna take some time, look at his other options, see if there's anything better than here before he decides on what he wants to do. And that's even if he wants to continue coaching for now. I know a lot of coaches, once they get fired after they've been doing it for so long, like to take a little bit of a break and then maybe come back in a couple of years. So we'll see what happens. And for our final story of the day, the Boston Celtics have now put the Cleveland Cavaliers on the brink of elimination once again as they beat them in Game 5. And in the second quarter of this game, of course, things got pretty tense between Marcus Morris and Larry Nance Jr. as Larry Nance went down and then Marcus Morris stood over him and said something, and after that, oh, you know, it was on. And after the game, Marcus Morris was asked exactly what did he say to Larry Nance that got him so riled up, and according to Morris, he's not even allowed to say that on TV.
Marcus, what did you say to Nance under the basket that before the pushing in the shot?
I can't say that on the cameras. I definitely can't say it on the camera, but it must have got to him because he got up and he did his little whatever you want to call it.
As for the game itself though, Jason Tatum showed up big time for Boston, scoring 24 points to go along with 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. Arguably the best game of his career so far, and he had it in an important Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That is a special kid right there. While LeBron, on the other hand, wasn't as dominant as he had been for the rest of the playoffs. And that's what led Tyronn Lue after the game to admit that maybe he thinks LeBron James might be a little tired at this point.
Did you think, did LeBron look tired to you? And especially, did you think he looked tired at all tonight?
He looked a little tired to me, yes. No concerns. You gotta be ready to play now.
And after Tyronn Lue said that, the media decided to ask LeBron James, are you tired? Is it true what Tyronn Lue said? And he admitted to being tired, but also wasn't going to use that as an excuse, as he says he believes everyone is a little bit tired at this time of the season.
Ty Lue was asked today if he felt you looked tired out there on the court, and he responded yes. So my question is, physically, how did you feel out there today?
I had my moments, but I think everybody at this point is tired, or worn down, or whatever the case may be. But still trying to make plays to help our team win, put us in position to win. And we had moments, we had an opportunity, but we didn't make enough plays.
Now though, the series is set to shift back to Cleveland for Game 6, where the Boston Celtics will try and win only their second playoff game on the road in these playoffs to advance to the NBA Finals. And that is going to lead us to the question of the day. Kyle Korver or Carmelo Anthony? If you had to pick one for your team right now, who are you taking? Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow. But until then, keep getting the Bucks Team ITC, and I'm out of here. Peace!